You're tired? Well, I can relate, because I'm also very tired right now. There's a good reason for me being tired, really. And I thought it was time that we talked a little bit more about that. But first, something else. I got some new followers on YouTube, quite a lot actually. We're now over 50. That's really cool, so I want to thank everyone for subscribing. Yeah, basically I believe a lot of my new followers came from a comment that I posted on a YouTube video. And this YouTube video was about Vtubers, really. Specifically about one Vtuber. And that Vtuber is Mouse. You might know her, very famous Vtuber. But we have something quite interesting in common, and that is we both share the same immune deficiency disorder, or primary immunodeficiency, I think it's called officially. Most people know it as CVID. And no, that doesn't stand for COVID. I did talk about this a little bit in the past, but I think it's good to mention a little bit more about it because it affects my life and it affects streams too. Now, it's good to mention that this illness, I guess, comes in many forms and everyone gets it differently. I know some people literally can't get up, they're bedbound and they can't go anywhere in life. I guess I'm a lucky one because it's not that bad for me, but it does give me some other issues sometimes. And one of those issues has to do with being tired all the time. I get tired quite easily, especially later in the day, and also early in the day, really. It's only a couple hours usually that I feel a little bit better than average. But other times I'm just really tired for no apparent reason. It's not like I am very busy or that I do a lot of active stuff. Even when I'm just at home the whole day, I get really tired. So bad actually that I just basically tend to fall asleep and have to really get myself active with all the things I can and make sure that I don't fall asleep randomly. Another thing that CVID causes, in my case, is that I get ill quite easily, and especially for longer periods of time. I'm not ill that often, but when I am ill, I usually get it pretty bad and pretty long. And in my case, with CVID, it means that I think I think they call it IgG and IgM, if I'm correct. Anyway, certain immune cells in your body that are supposed to fight, well, illness, bacteria, viruses, stuff like that, those don't really work. It's different from an autoimmune disorder, that it doesn't attack your cells, but they're just not there or not active. And that can have all sorts of issues. Now, it's recommended that I take plasma actually every couple weeks, but I don't do that right now because I also get sick from the plasma that I get for a couple of days every time I get it. Plus, I'm really bad with needles. I really hate them. And you have to get them injected, basically. And it takes a couple hours, so it's not easy. So that's why I'm not doing that right now, but that does come with extra risk. So I have to be careful whenever it's like ill season, you know, when it's flu season or whatever. And when I'm around other people that are sick, I really have to keep my distance. But yeah, I did want to mention this because with streaming too, it does affect me and my life, because you might notice that I don't stream that long usually only for 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. But that is same reason, like I just don't have the energy to do more. I would love to do more, but I just don't have it right now. I guess that explains a little bit more about my situation. I always like to be open with you guys and just say how it is, you know, say what's going on and why it's going on. And again, it's not the worst thing in the world. I can live with it. I can sort of function in a way, but it's not helpful. It's not helpful, and it does make streaming sometimes a bit hard. But at least we have some good things about it too, because there's been a lot of awareness recently about this and a lot of money being raised towards causes that look into this sort of disease, because still really a lot of it is just unknown. There's no cure for it really. But yeah, anyway, I know a lot of my followers were wondering about that, so That's why I was quickly talking about it. And if it does affect streams, by the way, in the future, I am sorry. I don't want it to, but there's just not much I can do sometimes. But I try my best anyway.